Are the Canucks and Flames on the brink of getting back into third in the Pacific Division? The Kings' recent fall and the Flames and Canucks' recent good play have the Flames and Canucks only 1 point back of the Kings. Will they be able to catch them? We'll go to all the game recaps and how they affected the standings coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to the video here at the Nintendo Hockey Channel. Before we begin this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. Thank all your support and how to love you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below and don't forget to comment down in the comment section below so we can discuss today's video. So today's video, we got another game recap video here to discuss. As we talked about, Kings lead for third in the Pacific Division is slipping to a margin of 1 point. So we'll get to how that happened, plus a couple of other games that affected the Eastern Conference playoff race. There was one game back over on Monday, 14 happened over on Tuesday. So we'll get to all those games here. First, we saw Ottawa Senators blow a third period lead but recovered and scored 3 unanswered goals to take down the Nashville Predators 5-2 as they have won 5 straight, 10-13 and improved to 29-20-4, while the Predators had lost 5 straight and fall to 18-27-7. Bad stretch here for Nashville. For the Senators, Gaudette and Perron, who has first as a Senator, both had goal and assist. Zub and Kachuk both had 2 assists, and Pinto, Gregg, and Sanderson also scored for Senators in the win. While Forsberg had goal and assist, and Marshall also scored for Predators in the loss. So it was an intriguing game, a high-scoring back-and-forth game, but the Sens would pull away and get the massive victory to remain third in the Atlantic. That was the only game we saw over on Monday. Going over to the 14 we saw over on Tuesday. First, we saw Buffalo Sabres break a tie in the second period and held on to beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 3-2 as they have won 4 straight, 5-7 and improved 22-26-5, while the Jackets have lost and fallen to 26-21-7. Bad loss there for Columbus. For the Sabres, Tuck had a 3-point night, 2 goals and an assist. Byram had goal and assist, and Zucker had 2 assists as well for the Sabres in the win, while Provorov had goal and assist, and Johnson also scored for the Jackets in the loss. So a bad loss there from Columbus that puts a damper on their playoff chances. Then we saw Washington Capitals break a tie in the third period and be able to build up a big lead, destroying the Florida Panthers 6-3, as the Capitals have a 4-game point streak of won 8 of 11 and improved to 35-11-7, while the Panthers had their 3-game win streak end and fall to 32-20-3. A bad loss there from Florida. For the Capitals, Dowd had a 3-point night, goal 2 assists. Mangiapane and Protas both had goal and assist, and Wilson, Eller, and Ovechkin, who had 17 now away from Gretzky, also scored for Capitals in the win, while Bennett had goal and assist, and Kachuk and Barkov both also scored for Panthers in the loss. So it was a close game for most of that first 2 periods, but the Capitals will pull away and get a massive victory. Then we saw the Boston Bruins open the scoring and shut out the Minnesota Wild 3-0 as they opened the scoring thanks to this goal here from Charlie McAvoy. Now, I'll Sportsnet, but McAvoy would get the scoring started, and they would wind up being Minnesota 3-0 as they have won 4 of 6 and improved to 27-22-6, while the Wild fall to 31-19-4. So a bad loss there for Minnesota. For the Bruins, Poitras had 2 assists, Geeky, Frederick, and McAvoy were 3 goal scorers, and Swayman stopped all 35 shots he faced in the showdown victory for Boston. So a really good win there from the Bruins to get back into the playoff race and get a massive win over Minnesota. Then we saw Tampa Bay Lightning break a tie in the third period and held on to beat the Ottawa Senators 4-3 as they have a 3-game point streak and improved to 28-20-4, while the Senators have their 5-game win streak end and they fall to 29-21-4. So a bad loss there from Ottawa in a crucial game in the Atlantic Division. Hedman had 2 assists. Kucherov, Glendening, Hagel, and McDonough were 4 goal scorers, so they're Lightning in the win, while Shabbat had 2 assists, and Drew Batherson and Amadio were the 3 goal scorers for Senators in the loss. So it was a really intriguing game, a really important game in the Atlantic Division, but Tampa comes away with the victory in this one, much to the chagrin of a Senators fan such as myself. Then we saw New Jersey Devils blow a 2-goal lead, but recovered and took down Pittsburgh Penguins 3-2 in a shootout, as they have won 4 of 6, improved to 30-19-6, and gain in the Metro Division, while the Penguins have a 3-game point streak, have lost 4 of 6, and fall to 22-24-9. So Penguins are still picking up some points, but they're still really far out of a playoff spot. For the Devils, Jack Hughes scored both regulation goals, Bratt had 2 assists, and Cotter, Hamilton, and Meyer were 3 shield goal scorers for Devils in the win, while Raquel and Hayes were 2 regulation goal scorers, and Raquel and Bouvilli were 2 shield goal scorers for the Penguins in the shield loss. So it was a really intriguing game. Penguins came back to get a point, but the Devils would end up coming away with the victory. Then we saw New York Islanders blow a third period lead, but recovered, and thanks to this goal here for Brock Nelson midway through the third period, the Islanders would take the lead and hold on and beat the Vegas Golden Knights 2-1, as they have won 8 of 9 and improved to 25-21-7, while the Knights have lost 4 straight, 5 of 6, and fall 31-17-6 on the year. Bad loss there for Vegas. For the Islanders, Horvat and Nelson were 2 goal scorers, and Sorokin stopped 33 of 34 shots he faced in the win for the Islanders, while Saad, who scores first as a member of the Vegas Golden Knights, was a lone goal scorer for the Knights in the loss. So an intriguing game there between the Islanders and Vegas, but the Islanders come away with yet another victory. Then we saw the Edmonton Oilers overcome a third period deficit and beat the St. Louis Blues in overtime 3-2 as they have a point of 5-6 and improved to 33-16-4, while the Blues have lost 5 of 6 and fall to 24-25-5. Bad loss there from St. Louis. Had the lead, could have gotten a little bit closer in the playoff race, but blew it. For the Oilers, McDavid had a 3-point night, goal, 2 assists. Drysdale had a goal and 8 assists. Bouchard had 2 assists, and Connor Brown, who scored the 0-2 winner, also scored for the Oilers in the win, while Kyrou and Parayko were 2 goal scorers for the Blues in the loss. So a bad loss there from St. Louis as they lose some ground in the playoff race. Then we saw the Winnipeg Jets open the scoring and shut out Carolina 3-0 as they have won 7 straight, 10 of 12, and improved to 38-14-3, while the Canes have fallen to 32-18-4. So a bad loss there from Carolina, who loses ground in the Metro Division. For the Jets, Niederreiter had a goal and 8 assists. Pionk and Kupari both also scored, and Comrie stopped all 29 shots he faced in the showdown victory for Winnipeg. So an impressive win there from the Jets, taking down the Hurricanes. Then we saw Toronto Maple Leafs break a tie and scored 3 unanswered goals to beat the Calgary Flames 6-3 as they improved to 32-19-2, while the Flames have lost 4 of 6 and fall to 26-20-7. So a bad loss there from Calgary. For the Leafs, Nylander, who had a hat trick, and Matthews, who had 3 assists, both had 3-point nights. Nice had goal and 8 assists. McMahon Tavares also scored for the Leafs in the win, while Weegar, Kadri, and Huberdeau all had 2 assists, and Sharangovich, Coronado, and Farabee, who scores first as a member of the Calgary Flames, also scored for the Flames in the loss. So an intriguing game there, but the Leafs do double up the Calgary Flames, hurting the Flames' playoff chances. Then we saw the Utah Hockey Club overcome 2 deficits, stormed back, and in overtime thanks to this goal here from Dylan Guenther in his return to game action, the Utah Hockey Club will come back and beat the Philadelphia Flyers 3-2 in overtime as they've ended their 5-game losing streak and improved to 22-22-9, back up to 500, while the Flyers have lost 4 straight, 6 of 7, and fall to 23-25-7. So a bad loss there from Philadelphia. For Utah, Guenther, who had 2 goals, including the OT winner and a assist, and Sergachev, who had a goal and 2 assists, both had 3-point nights, and Hayden had 2 assists for Utah in the win, while Abols, who scored his first career NHL goal, and Forrester were 2 goal scorers for the Flyers in the overtime loss. So Flyers pick up a point just like their Pennsylvania rivals, and also just like the Pennsylvania rivals, they're still quite a bit out of a playoff spot. Then we saw Vancouver Canucks open the scoring and shut out Colorado 3-0 as they have won 4 of 6 and improved to 24-18-11, while the Avalanche fall to 31-22-2 on the year. So a bad loss there from Colorado. For the Canucks, DeBrusk had a goal and 8 assists, Ronick had 2 assists, and Bastian O'Connor, who scores first as member of the Vancouver Canucks, both also scored, with Demko stopping all 25 shots he faced in the shutout and win for the Canucks. So a very impressive win there from Vancouver at taking down the Colorado Avalanche. Then we saw the Detroit Red Wings blow a multi-goal lead in the third period, but recovered and took down the Seattle Kraken 5-4 in a shootout as they have a 7-game win and 8-game point streak and improved to 28-21-5, while the Kraken have lost 4 of 5 and fall 23-28-4 in the year. So a bad loss there from Seattle. For the Red Wings, Sider, Soderblom, Berger, and Raymond were 4 regulation goal scorers, and Kane alone show goal scorer for the Red Wings in the win, while Wright scored twice and Stevenson and Beniers also scored for the Kraken in the shootout loss. So a bad loss there from Seattle as they lose ground in the playoff race. Then we saw the Anaheim Ducks blow a third period lead but recovered thanks to this goal here in the third period from Trevor Zegras, Ronaldo's Curtis Sportsnet, but Zegras was able to give the Ducks the lead back, and the Ducks wound up being the Dallas Stars 2-1 as Anaheim has won 5 of 6 and improved to 23-24-6, while the Stars fall 34-18-1 in the year. So a bad stretch here for Dallas. For the Ducks, Zegras and Gauthier were 2 goal scorers, and Gibson stopped 26-27 shots he faced in the win for the Ducks, while Blackwell's lone goal scorer for the Stars in the loss. So a bad loss there from Dallas as they have their win streak end. And finally, we saw the Montreal Canadiens overcome a third period deficit, storm back, and beat the San Jose Sharks 4-3 as they have their 5-game losing streak end and improve to 25-23-5, while the Sharks have lost 8 of 9 and fall 15-34-6 on the year. Bad stretch here for San Jose. For the Canadiens, Newhook had a goal and 8 assists, Doc had 2 assists, and Armia, Caulfield, and Gallagher also scored for Canadiens in the win, while Toffoli and Celebrini both had a goal and 8 assists, and Colin Graff, who scored his first career NHL goal, also scored for the Sharks in the loss. So it was an intriguing game there. Sharks had a lead for quite a bit of time, but the Canadiens come back and get the massive victory to get themselves in the playoff race. So those are some interesting games from the past couple of days. Now just going over to see how it affected the standings. So as it sits right now, there are currently 9 teams above the 60-point plateau, including 1 team in the East who is at the 70-point plateau, and that's the 77-point Capitals. Currently, the Canes at 68 points and the Devils at 66 points are also in the top 3 in the Metro. The 67-point Panthers, 66-point Leafs, and 62-point Senators currently occupy the top 3 spots in the Atlantic. Then you have 61-point Detroit as the first wildcard team, and 60-point Tampa as well as 60-point Boston are tied for the second wildcard spot, with both having 60 points. However, Tampa does have games in hand, so currently they will be the team in the playoff spot. So Detroit and Tampa are in the playoffs. Boston's tied for a playoff spot, but not in one. After that, you have the Columbus Blue Jackets, who have 59 points and are only 1 point back of a playoff spot. Then you have the 57-point New York Islanders, who are 3 back of a playoff spot. 55-point Canadiens, who are 5 back of a playoff spot. 54-point Rangers, who are 6 back of a playoff spot. And 53-point Penguins and Flyers, who are 7 back of a playoff spot. So Penguins and Flyers, and even to some extent the Canadiens, are starting to fall off a little bit, but still it's a really intriguing race in the Eastern Conference for a playoff spot. Meanwhile, in the Western Conference, you still have 7 teams who are currently hit the 60-point plateau, including 2 teams who have hit the 70-point plateaus, the Jets who have hit 79 points, and the Oilers who have hit 70 points have both hit the 70-point plateau. The 68-point Knights, 69-point Stars, 66-point Wild, 64-point Avalanche who are in the first wildcard position, and 60-point Kings are all currently also in playoff spots as it is right now. Then in the second wildcard position, only 1 point back of the LA Kings, you have the Calgary Flames who are currently at 59 points in the second wildcard position, and along with them you had the 59-point Vancouver Canucks who are tied with the Flames for the second wildcard position and only 1 point back of the Los Angeles Kings. So Kings are not safe at the third Pacific spot at this current point in time, with the Flames and Canucks both nipping at their heels. However, the Kings do have a couple games in hand. So after the Canucks, the Utah Hockey Club and St. Louis are currently both at 53 points. That's 6 back of a playoff spot. Anaheim's at 52 points. That's 7 back of a playoff spot. And Seattle's at 50 points. That's 9 back of a playoff spot. So definitely, it's still a lot more separation in the Western Conference than it is in the Eastern Conference, but still, there's still some interesting stuff when it comes to the playoff races in both the East and Western Conference. Definitely. I'll take your thoughts on all of this down in the comment section below. So I'm going to talk for today. Any of the standings surprise you? Plus any of the games? Are you surprised Anaheim beat Dallas? Are you surprised Ottawa beat Nashville? Are you surprised Boston beat Minnesota? Are you surprised Seattle wound up losing in a shootout to Detroit? Are you surprised Vancouver beat Colorado? Are you surprised NY beat Vegas? Definitely. I'll take your thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. That's all I'm going to talk for today. We're going to like this video. If you haven't, subscribe below. Thank you all your support. We're noted to you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below. Don't forget to comment down in the comment section below. So also listen to this video. Also a blog, comment news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that. So check that out. The link down in the description below. And I can't wait to see you guys all for the next video. See you guys soon.